Hello everybody and welcome back to the Hezron Springer Show. Today we've got a crazy one for you. Let's talk about drug mules, guys. Drug muling is when you kind of pay someone to transport your drugs for you. You know, that could be within the same country, or sometimes that could be getting someone to put the drugs up in their, let's say, behind, and then going on an aircraft so no one can detect it because it's inside of you. And then when you come back off the plane into the country of your choice, then you can just poo it all out and the drugs come out. These are kind of some of the risks people take to make some money, okay? Usually it's not their own idea. Usually they have like a friend or a family friend or someone that they kind of know which says, hey, do you want some quick money? All you've got to do is take these drugs and then go somewhere with them and find them. And as simple as that. Yeah, there's a small risk, but think about all the money you're gonna make. And the question I would have to ask is like, is that money worth it? Really, is that money worth it to risk your whole life for? And I'm not talking about jail. I mean literally, is that money worth your life? Let's find out. This article's from Sky News. Britons accused of smuggling cocaine in Angel Delight sachets could face death penalty. Jonathan Christopher Collier and Lisa Ellen Stocker were arrested after custom officers halted them at the X-ray machine. A third Briton, Phineas Ambrose Float, is being tried separately. 3 Britons could face the death penalty in Bali after appearing in court charged with smuggling nearly a kilo of cocaine into Indonesia. Jonathan Christopher Collier and Lisa Ellen Stocker were arrested on the 1st of February after customs officers stopped them at an X-ray machine after finding suspicious items in their luggage, prosecutors claimed. A lab result confirmed that 10 sachets of Angel Delight powdered dessert mix in Collier's luggage and 7 similar sachets in his partner's suitcase contained 993.56 grams or over 2 pounds of cocaine worth an estimated 6 billion rupiah, which is I assume is the Indonesian currency, but it's worth £272,000 in UK Great British Sterling. Whoa. Okay, so earlier I talked about people like being coerced into it, but no, these guys must be in the game, because to carry that much of cocaine, okay, you're not just doing a quick little quickie. No, you're trying to play the game and try and win and get some serious money. So they're not at the bottom of the hierarchy at all. They must be somewhere more in the middle. There they go. In Indonesian court in Bali. The regret on his face, like, yeah, you know you've effed up. I mean, look at the courtroom, it's like so unofficial looking. And these guys in Indonesia do not play, ladies and gents. Like, they know it's over for them. Because as we're going to find out soon, Bali does not play when it comes to the drug game. The drugs were bought from England to Indonesia via Qatar, Mr. Umbara said. The group had successfully brought cocaine into the country twice before. Pongko Indrio, the deputy director of the Bali Police Narcotics Unit, told reporters in February. Convicted drug smugglers in Indonesia are sometimes executed by firing squad. So the question I pose once again is this: is it worth it to make a little bit of money in exchange for your life? Your literal life. Because sometimes in Indonesia, they gun you the heck down. Okay? So if the cocaine was worth £272,000, they might have only got 20, 30, 40, 50k out of that if they're just doing the muling only. Is that really worth your life? Is it? Surely you have to add up the risk versus reward ratio here and think to yourself, you know what? This bad man life isn't for me, especially when you're transporting drugs into countries like Indonesia where they're policies for this type of crime is so high. They could kill you. And England ain't going to save you because these rules are clear. Like, if you're over 18, you know, like, some of these countries are harsh. Like, just don't do it. And I'm sure if you transport drugs to another country, I'm sure you look at the potential jail time or the potential for drug trafficking in the country you go to. And if you don't look at the potential jail charges, you're dumb. If you don't look at what you could possibly get for transporting such drugs in someone else's country, you are an idiot, because that tells me that you're not even balancing out the risk versus reward ratio, you idiots. So if a drug mule was to tell me he didn't know that in Indonesia, my God, they kill you down, possibly, then you're an idiot and you deserve what's kind of coming to you, because why are you doing it? You know it's illegal in this country. About 530 people, including 96 foreigners, are on death row in Indonesia, mostly for drug-related crimes, according to figures from the country's Ministry of Immigration and Corrections. That's more than 600 people in death row in Indonesia. You know the risk. 600 people are about to face the consequences of the risks that was posed to them when they were transporting drugs into Indonesia. Is it worth it? And don't you be crying back to the UK for love and support from your UK government. Oh my gosh, I'm there, please help me. Why are you transporting drugs to there for? Why are you doing it for? And you brought the drugs from England to Qatar, then to Indonesia anyway. So that means you had drugs in England. So the England prosecutors won't be happy with you either. So don't be coming back to cry for mummy England for you here to save your ass, because no. Tell you what's sad about it. Like, obviously I'm not advocating for crime here, but there's so many other types of crime which can net you similar amounts of money or even more, that have a far less chance of giving you a death row sentence. Like, do you know of all these white collar crimes that happen and they only get like a couple years? Like, let's look at Sam Bankman-Fried. Let's see how much years he got in prison for his crazy. He scammed people out of loads of money, millions of money here. And he only was sentenced to 25 years in prison and then 3 years of supervised release for scamming people out of more than $11 billion in their fraudulent scheme. But you guys, okay, risked your whole life for £272,000. So who's the real idiot here? Okay? Sam Bankman-Fried will walk away one day out of prison and live some sort of life afterwards. Okay? He ain't gonna die from this. You idiots will. You mugs. You absolute mugs. One of the people in death row in Indonesia, Britton Linsday Sandyford, now 69, has been on death row for more than a decade after 3.8 kilograms of cocaine was found in her luggage in 2012. Well, that's one way to end the remaining twilight years of your life. Despite its strict laws, Indonesia is a major drug smuggling hub, the UN has said, partly because international syndicates target its young population. Last week, Thomas Parker from Cumbria was sentenced to 10 months in jail in Bali for drug offences after a charge that could carry the death penalty was dropped. He was accused of collecting a package containing MDMA from a motorcycle driver on a nearby street. It's obvious to know the risk involved when carrying this quantity of drugs into Indonesia. And not only Indonesia, we went through Qatar too, which I know are also very strict on their drugs. Strictest places are Asian countries and Arab Muslim countries. My God. You get caught in those countries with that quantity of drugs, hell is coming to you. Why risk your life to never see your kids ever again, to never see your wife ever again, to never see your husband ever again, to never have a life ever again? Why risk it for It's not a lot of money. If you're going to do a scam, do a proper scam and you make billions. Proper money. Not this little drug smuggling game. Okay? This is for the low levels. Okay? Tell you who does the biggest scams in this world? The elites. The elites do the biggest scams and they get away with it every single day. You guys think you're getting money? Oh, I make £50,000 from doing drugs. Oh, no. You're not that cool, bro. You're really not that cool. Okay? You're risking your whole life for such an insignificant amount of money. And I know that a lot of times, it's sad because people are in crazy situations where they can't feed their families, they can't pay their bills, and out of nowhere, some magical figure offers them, listen, all you got to do is just take this money, transport it through America, and then, we're going to give you a nice bit of money. We're going to give you $50,000. Okay? And this is one such story we've got today. This is a drug bust in America. She got caught with $1.75 million of cocaine in a transport van going across state lines. This is nuts. And the reason she did it is because she needed the money for her family. You can tell this woman is just a normal everyday woman, but she got coerced because the money just tasted so sweet. But as we're going to find out, was the reward worth it? We're going to find out the answer to that right now. Have a look.
Noticed a truck with out-of-state license plates and no headlights on. A traffic stop was subsequently initiated. Here's what went down.
How are you? Not too bad. I'm gonna pick up this penny that fell out of your door, okay? Is this your truck?
No, it's a rental.
A rental? Did you rent it?
Yes.
Okay, do you have the rental agreement and your license?
Yes.
That was also down there. I didn't want that to blow out.
No.
She's being very calm right now for how much you're about to see that's in her boot.
Can you do me a favor? Can you turn your headlights on?
Yes.
And what's crazy is the reason they pulled her over to begin with was just because her headlights weren't even on. You're going to see she's going to pay the price for everything just simply because her headlights weren't even on. Whoa. Keep watching, guys. This is about to turn mad.
So, where are you taking the truck to?
It's going to come back.
To Arizona?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you rented this and you're moving your stuff to Harrisburg?
Yeah.
This is where the police officer's like, yeah, I don't really believe this woman because, like, why would you drive all the way back? Like, you would have just hired a rental company or van with a van because that's long for you to drive back empty. Makes no sense, right? So now, because she's not doing it for a company, her story's not checking out. But again, she's being so calm, so calm. Respect to her for being this calm. I would have been freaking out knowing what she knows that's in her boot of that truck.
Just a little stuff, and then I'm going to take another one.
Okay. When did you rent this?
It was on Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Sorry.
This Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Have you had any tickets or anything else?
No, nothing.
Okay. So do you work for a moving company?
No, I used to work.
That's why he's asking the question again, because he wants to double down on that, because that's an important fact, because the fact that she's not working for a company and just driving through, especially if no friends or no family, just moving house, makes no sense, okay? If she's there with 2 kids, you know what I mean, or her husband or whatever, makes a bit more sense, but she's driving by herself back and forth. It's suspicious to the officer.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't work.
You don't do that anymore? Because it looks like you rented it under this. Andrea.
Yeah, that's why my company.
Okay.
Like I said,
So this isn't your company?
No.
What's in here right now?
It's just some sofas and my luggage. Just that.
Sofas and luggage? Okay. Okay. And it belongs to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I hear this a lot, okay?
Yeah.
And if you're doing it for...
It just sounds suspicious. If she was doing it for a company, it would make perfect sense. Companies do this stuff all the time, moving things. I've got a couple of friends that literally own trucks. They travel up and down the country, up and down Scotland. I think even one of my friends, he went down to Amsterdam the other day and delivered some stuff. And it makes sense he's coming back here empty because he has a company in this and he has to come back to his home base. But doing it for residential, coming back all that way, remember, this is America. She's crossing state lines, okay, about to find out. She's traveling hundreds of miles back and forth. It takes so many hours to do that. It's just not feasible and it's not efficient for someone to do that by herself.
Pay, that's fine.
No, it belongs to me. It belongs to me.
All right, and then so why are you gonna drive the truck all the way back?
Because like I say, I'm coming to move her here and then I'll go back and then bring another stuff.
Okay. All right. Bear with me. Let me do some checking on some things, but that's why I have you stopped, okay?
Yeah.
Be careful. Have you had any breaks or anything? When did you leave Tucson?
I just leave in Wednesday.
Wednesday. So
Yeah.
you've been driving hard then if
Yeah.
you're here already. Where you been sleeping at?
At the hotel.
Oh, you slept at a hotel?
Yeah,
Okay. How many nights?
it's 2 nights.
You spent 2 nights in a hotel?
Yeah, no, one night, like, I came on Wednesday, I slept in the hotel, and then yesterday I slept in the hotel. And
Okay. All right. Well, bear with me for 1 second. I'm going to check some things out, and I'll be back with you, okay? All right.
Yeah, the officer ain't falling for this story right now, guys. He's like, yeah, it's not checking out. It's not checking out.
Well, this is a agreement. This is a problem. So she said she rented this on Wednesday, which.
So I don't know much about America's map. So she started in Arizona and now she's in Ohio. So let's just have a look here at how far away that actually is, okay? So we can really work out what we're talking about here. So she started in Tucson, Arizona. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I know Ohio's in the north somewhere. Let's go to Ohio up here. Oh my God. She went all the way from Phoenix, Tucson, Arizona to Ohio. Yeah, this ain't checking out. That's literally a transatlantic flight away. Babe. Yeah, that ain't checking out, babe. Like, nah. Yeah, she like, nah. I'm sorry, babes, but these police cops are onto you because it just does not check out. That sounds dodgy AF. Wow. Let's have a look.
Yeah. Wednesday. Today's Friday. Smell the air freshener? Yeah. It's all over the rental. So she rented this in Tucson, but here's the problem. She won't tell me the truth. She rented this under Andrea Celia Delivery, which is a company. She said she had a moving company. She doesn't work there anymore. She's going to Harrisburg, PA, and she's taking it back to Tucson. I'm like, if you're moving your stuff to Harrisburg, why are you driving this back? And she's like, well, I'm going to go back and get more stuff. So one of two things is going on here. She's either lying about the moving stuff and this is not her stuff, or she's doing something else that she shouldn't be doing. That's really the only the reason for this. I mean, this is a $1,100 rental.
And she has to be back in Tucson with it.
In 4 days.
Well, she's not gonna make it if you keep pulling her over.
She'd do a better job of driving. I wouldn't have to stop her. I told her, I'm like, listen, if you're moving stuff for somebody else, I don't have an issue with that. I'm not here to do anything about it. I'm not the OT. She wouldn't come off of it. So
I can hear her. Yeah.
The police might be an issue for her, but there's a bigger force. I think that would be an even bigger problem for her if she makes the wrong moves here.
she's still up there. So
Say what?
she's by herself. Coming from Tucson, going to Harrisburg. So
Is she nervous?
smell that.
It's like Downy or something.
That's what I said. It's like a softener, fabric softener or something.
You know, me, my wife will shoot me.
Huh?
I'll come smell like that, my wife will shoot me.
I'm just gonna walk in. Okay.
Suspect. We got the sniffer dog, boys. The sniffer dogs.
Hey, check up.
They're checking for that stuff now, boys. This is mad.
Good job. Good job.
So the thumb meant it's a positive match. Those dogs are so cool, man. How they know.
Bobby, come on back. Okay. No weapons on you.
No, nothing.
I'll just have you put your hands on top of your head. I'm just gonna pat you down with the back of my hand. Okay. Face the car. Come on back here.
And I can't believe she's still staying this calm. Even me, I'd be like freaking out right now. Because what she's got in there is mad. Like, your life's about to change. Like, this is, you know, there's like those movies, like, this is the moment where you beep up. This is the moment where your life changed forever. This is the moment you'll never see your kids ever again. This is the moment where you'll never live a normal life ever again. This is the moment that even if you come out of jail, you will never be employed ever again. This is the moment where you fudged up. You fudged up, sister. You're done on these streets. You're done. I'm sorry for you. It's sad because I know why you're doing it. But regardless, the facts are you fudged the fudge up. Mad.
Where's the key to the lock?
It's in the...
Is everything in that truck belong to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Just have you have a seat there, okay?
You duck head? Oh.
Big old lock.
Well, that looks dodgy. Like, you expect to have like loads of furniture in there. If you're doing a move from like literally across almost the entirety of America, you're actually going to get her bang for her buck and get a big, a lot of stuff for moving house. All I see in there is like a sofa and like one piece of luggage. Like, suspect. Yeah, front row seat.
Kilos, bro. No, it's not. Yeah, it's stuff bag. Oh, my God. Woo! Dude, that's a big one. That's a lot of dope, baby. That's a lot of dope. Holy.
And in a way, it's kind of cool how they're all like celebrating this massive moment. It's kind of like when you watch a football game and, the one that scored the goal is like, starts running all over the pitch and everyone jumps all over him and like hugs him and stuff. Like the emotions here. Because I guess to score that kind of amount of drugs is a rare thing. You don't do that every single day in your job. And they're just getting so excited over it. It's nuts. Like, but at the same time, well, they're having a celebration and reward here. That lady is done out here.
Leave it here. We'll get pictures. That thing is filled up. Just put the lock back on.
Filled up.
You already know?
Yes.
She even put her hands out.
Something you want to deliver?
Yes.
All right, turn around. Right here, we'll do it in the front.
She knows what's good.
Where's this going?
SP 1742.
New York? New York City?
So it was really going to New York. She's going from, oh my God, this is nuts. She was going from the West Coast almost all the way over to the East Coast. That is nuts. Do you know how long that is? Look, there's Arizona. Okay. Here's New York. There is New York. There's so many places along the way, thousands of miles along the way, where she could F up and get caught. Is it worth it? How many hours is that? 36 hours of non-stop driving to do that. That's 36 hours in that car where you could F up. And obviously, clearly, that's coming from Mexico or something. So it must have come across the border, okay? Went into Phoenix to Tucson, Arizona. And that's how the supply and the drug trade goes through. Why she's in Ohio, I don't know. Maybe she's dropping off some in different places on the way. I don't know. But that's all nuts. Wow. Wow. Wow, this gets worse and worse, by the way, guys. Keep watching.
You want to deliver it?
I was going to do it because they was going to pay me.
Okay. But you don't want to move this to New York? For us. To help you as well. It's not just...
So they're offering her a deal right now. But the thing is, if she takes this deal, okay, that's now going to jeopardize her position with the cartel. She's going to prison. She knows that, regardless, okay? She might get a few less years and why she go witness protection, but the cartel will seek blood and revenge. So they'll hurt her family so quick if she snakes on them. You just can't do that in this game. So that's why she's being so apprehensive about this.
Have a seat up there. Think about it. You got some time, okay? Go ahead and have a seat up there.
Better to sacrifice herself for the whole family because
Super Bowl, baby. That's the Super Bowl. Did you see it? Hey, where's the key? All right, what we're going to do is we're going to drive this back to our post. It's to the next exit, and we'll talk in there, okay? All right? You good?
Yeah.
big bags in there. Dude, it's huge.
Think about what we're offering you. This is part of your life too, okay?
I have kids, I have a husband, so they don't know nothing.
I know, but somebody's gonna be very mad.
Yeah, my husband is gonna get mad with me.
I'm talking about when you lose what's in there.
I know.
I'm not gonna be happy. Where's your...
Well, that's why she's not going to snake on them, because they'll be even more mad if she reveals their names and where it came from and how they got it in. No. No. Your life's already out, but don't risk your family now, innit? You get me? Like...
Your family even think you're at right now?
They think I was working. They didn't know nothing. I just say I was going to make a delivery. I like to put furniture for another person, and my husband said, "Oh, yeah, it's fine."
Okay. So what we're...
Oh my God, she's lied to her husband. The husband has no idea what's going on. And her husband is about to lose his wife. Those kids won't be seeing their mother again for a long time. This is so sad. And you can just tell she's just some normal type of girl. She's just doing it because she needed a bit of money. Life is hard out here, but she just took the offer on the off chance, thought she could get away with it. She probably thought, yeah, I'll just do it one time and I'll just, and then I'll make my money and I'll just leave. But just like having sex and being able to have a baby by doing it just one time, the risk of doing this kind of stuff and then getting caught, it just takes one time for your life to be over. And the thing about this is she's not a single lady. She's now messed up the life of her husband and, more importantly, her children. Mummy will not be there to tuck her back into bed every single night anymore. Mummy will be not there to cook them dinners anymore. She's effed up so many lives by doing what she did, and she lied to her husband. It's not like they took the risk together. Oh my gosh, I feel so sorry for that husband when he comes back and hears this, because it's like, what does he do now? How does he look after those kids? What? You gotta have empathy with these kind of things, man. This is peak, because like, cool, she did a crime, cool, but the repercussions of that outside of her is so strong. It's like, those kids are now messed up for life, okay? Not having two parents in your life does mess you up psychologically, financially, socially. It all changes, and peak, man.
Is for you to deliver that to New York, and we arrest them. It helps you because the presumption right here for you is to go to prison. Okay? We work out here in the middle of nowhere.
She's not dumb. She knows she's going to prison, bro. Like, come on. And she also knows the implications. Like, cool, she might, at best, she'll get let off everything and then she goes to witness protection. Okay, what kind of crap life is that for her and her kids afterwards? And plus the cartel will know she snitched anyway, so they'll still try and find her. And because she's from South America or Central America, they have connections. They'll find her eventually, man. I don't believe in this for protection stuff. Like, the cartel is strong. Peak, man.
They don't like that stuff coming through here. Okay, so think about it. Because if you're willing to take it to New York, bring in the DEA, which me and him both work for the DEA as well, besides the fact we're state troopers. And that in turn, that cooperation helps you with sentencing. Okay? So think about that. Any questions of me so far?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. It's big packages.
He sent us after a different one.
No, you went after a different one.
Those are kilos after kilos after kilos, man. That's a lot. She's not carrying a brick here. She's carrying, like, the house. Oh, we know what that's for. That's a tracker left by the cartel. Does she even know that's even in there?
I guarantee the dimness is set down. Take a picture, because this was shoved down in here. I think this...
The cartel's tracking her whereabouts for the whole trip.
This is just props. Props, but let's still rip it open. Alright.
Driving your Tahoe or this?
You're driving this.
Feels good, baby.
Just like that. Like that.
Feels good for you, but for her?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When we get there to your office, can I call my husband and tell what is happening and tell my kids that I don't know something?
I'll tell you this, even if you choose not to cooperate, I understand, and we can't make you do anything that you don't want to do, I'll absolutely let you call your husband. But until we decide the game plan, nobody can know that you got stopped.
Okay.
We do that to protect us and you. You have a lot of big life decisions to make in about the next 20 minutes. Is that something that you would potentially be interested in?
Wow, 20 minutes. Like, she's like, yeah, big decisions, because her life is changed for the worse no matter which choice she picks, because like, she's done out here. She's done.
About doing the delivery?
I don't know. It's because
Did you tell anybody you were getting stopped?
no, nobody.
Of course she wouldn't tell them that. She'd get killed.
What they typically do is just tell you a city that you're going to.
Yeah, they tell me a city and just go, and they say, "Oh, we're gonna call you
Yeah.
when you're getting there."
Do you know that they're tracking you?
I not even know.
Yeah, they're tracking you.
She didn't even know, as I thought. Yeah, she didn't even know. These guys don't play the cartel serious. Like, have you not seen like Narco and all that stuff? Like, watch any telenovela. Listen, I speak fluent Spanish now, and it's like, watch any telenovela. It's all about drugs and love, and these guys don't play. These guys kill for fun. Like, like, have you seen El Salvador, the biggest like prison? I think it's either in the whole world or at least in the whole of America. Like, El Salvador prison, it's nuts. These guys don't play games. Like, don't play with these boys. Just don't even take the risk. I know life is hard, but just nah.
What do you do for work?
I don't work.
Okay. What's your husband do?
Why don't you work?
He's a plumber.
How many kids do you guys have?
4.
Four kids, 2 girls, 2 boys. You know that you like. Wow, and she's probably going to be sent to prison where she's arrested. So they're going to have to even travel that far just to see their mum in prison. Like, this is all nuts.
2 girls and 2 boys.
Ma'am, I know you know what my job is and what we do, but at the same time, like, I understand what people will do for their kids.
Yeah.
I get it. Give me a minute, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Wow, look at those bricks. Look at those bricks.
Hello.
I'll take you inside, okay? Go down that hall, far bench over against the wall. You can have a seat. Ma'am, I'm not pressuring you, obviously, to do the delivery, but we do this a lot. We're good at it. They're going to be really mad, okay? Just the fact you got caught, okay? We like to arrest the bigger players on this end. We like to get the other players on that end. We can only do that with your help. We can only do so much, okay? This is not your first time you've been involved.
See how she kind of like leaned forwards and like just sat forward like that? That's just like, she knows like submission. Like, she knows that this game is over, man.
We're also very good at doing homework on people, okay? Were they paying you by the brick? Do you know how many you had?
I know I had 50.
The risk versus reward. I mean, I'll be honest, $50,000 is an incredible amount of money.
50 grand for that job. 50 grand, what's that? That's not a lot of money. That's 1 car. That's 1 deposit for a house. Big deal. Boo hoo. Not to risk your life. Oh, no.
What you're risking is also an incredible thing to lose, okay?
That's really.
I mean, we just sentenced a guy 2 months ago that had 15 kilos. He got 16 years.
And Andrea Celaya Rodriguez was charged with trafficking drugs and possession of drugs. If she's convicted, she faces 25 years in prison and a $50,000 fine. My God. ¿Vale la pena? ¿Vale la pena? Was it worth it? I doubt it, man. And I think that's some sort of joke, like 50 grand, okay, was the exact amount of money she was going to receive. So they just slapped her with the same amount of number, like that, of the reward that she could have got. Like, I find it too ironic and too like coincidental that her fine is the exact same number as what she could have got. Just to like dig in the wound. Like, my heart goes out to her family and friends, man. Good luck. Buena suerte, mi chica. Next, is cable television and satellite television dying? When Netflix first came out, I thought, yeah, this is the revolution, okay? At the time, I had Sky Television. That's a satellite provider here in the UK. Now they've been bought out by Comcast in 2018. But then after that, I got cable with Virgin Media, made by Richard Branson. And then shortly after that, I just cancelled it because I just realized to myself, like, hey, I'm just, watching 99% of streaming services. Why the hell am I paying £40 a month for some stupid box which I barely even watch? Live TV, in my life at least, is dead. I've only watched live TV like when I go to like my friends' houses that are older than me, like way older. Apart from that, wherever I go, other people's houses, my friends' houses, things like that, I'm always watching streaming services. Plus, in this country, I have an extra reason to cancel my cable, because once I cancel that, I can also cancel my BBC license fee, which is also about £180 a year. So it's a double the win. Streaming for me now is where it's at, and a lot of the young people out there are thinking the exact same thing, and they're watching YouTube, they're watching Mr. Beast, they're watching Netflix, they're watching Amazon Prime, they're watching Hulu, Paramount Plus. They're steering away from live broadcasting services. The days of everyone in the family crowding around the TV and getting together for that one big show is now over. The days now are all about going into your separate bedrooms, going in the living room by yourself, going in the kitchen by yourself, putting your own show, watching it by yourself. That's how it is now. They say Netflix and chill, but really and truly, it's more like Netflix and solo. Everyone's just doing their own thing, watching TV when they want to watch TV. There's no, oh my God, it's 8 p.m. and this show's coming on. Let's all come down and watch at exactly 8 p.m. No, brother, I'm watching my show and I want to watch my show. And it's taken so long for some of these legacy channels to catch up and realize that their way of doing things is now coming to an end. Every dog has its day. And in my opinion, and through the facts as well, really, which we're about to get into, cable and satellite is dying and the death is nigh. Start preparing the funeral casket, boys, because the death of television, once and for all, is almost here. The market has spoken, and I would say most people between 0 and 40 barely watch live television. It's usually the older folk which grew up like that. They're not bothered to understand this new way of doing things. Cool. If you're 60, 70, 80, you love your live TV, cool. But even my mother, who's now, I think in her 70s or at least her late 60s. I don't know, because, you know, women never tell their real age, right? So I don't know my own mum's real age. But even her, she doesn't watch any live TV. She's got her iPad. She pulls up her shows. She watches her westerns. She watches her little Christian shows. Boom, boom, boom. She's good. Cable is done. And ITV just found out why. This is from LBC. ITV acts as Lorraine and Loose Women for half the year in major daytime schedule shake-up. So ITV here in the UK is one of our major broadcasting services. I think we've got 4. We've got the BBC, of course, which everyone knows about, which we hate because they are forcing us to pay their license fee regardless if we watch them or not. As long as we watch live TV, we've got to pay BBC regardless. So if I only watch Channel 4 and Channel 5 or any other live TV programming in the UK, I've still got to pay for the BBC license fee separately to my streaming service. But anyway, we've got the BBC, we've got ITV, we've got Channel 4, and we've got Channel 5. Those are the 5 major major channels that we've got in the UK. There's others that are big as well, but these are the legacy ones because these ones started from way back in the day before digital TV. So ITV has been killing it since they've arisen decades ago, and they've gotten comfortable, just like the BBC. And now they're starting to realise that, hey, your shows aren't pulling in the numbers that you once had. You've got to switch this up. Lorraine and Loose Women have been axed from ITV's daytime schedule for half the year as bosses announced huge cuts on Tuesday. Lorraine's Kelly's show will be the hard hittest by the savings, with her runtime slashed to just 30 minutes and her 9 to 10 a.m. slot taken by Good Morning Britain for 22 weeks of the year from 2026. Peak. But to be expected. As a result, the host will present 5 days a week for the remaining 30 weeks of the year from just 9:30 a.m. until 10. Only 30 minutes. It means her Friday stand-in presenters Ranveer Singh and Christine Lampard, who is wife to Frank Lampard, by the way, will no longer be needed. So their jobs are gone. Done out here. In addition, Loose Women will continue to air for 1 hour from 12:30 p.m, but again on a seasonal basis for 30 weeks of the year. So there's Loose Women there, and who the hell watches these programmings anymore? Loose Women is basically a panel show with women talking about women stuff. There's so many podcasters and entertainment channels on YouTube which do the exact same sort of thing. You can just tune in when you want to watch the same sort of content. who the hell's tuning in daytime? Like, that's something that always confused me, really. Who the hell watches TV in the daytime? You should be at work. Unless you're under 4 or over 65, you should be at work during the daytime. What the hell are you doing watching Loose Women at the daytime? Who used to bring in these numbers? Okay, shows like Lorraine Kelly and Loose Women, they would have a better time of it just posting everything on YouTube. This is where it's at. Going for this live broadcasting is a waste of time. Forget all that. Straight to YouTube. And as time goes along, I'm telling you boys, more and more shows will be cut and axed because the world is going toward streaming services. Let me tell you something, boys. When cinema and the moving movie, so the moving pictures, okay, first came out, guess who was scared about this? Those working in theatre. Because guess what? Before the cinema, theatre was huge, like huge in a way that we can't even imagine today. But then it was the only thing because there was no TV shows, there was no movies. But as soon as the movies came out, they realized, my God, we can film a movie once and then we can play it anywhere in the country. We don't have to have the same people, 50 people hiring, and then we've got to hire musicians as well. I remember back in those days, there was no audio tracks, right? So for theatre productions, you'd have to hire a whole band, like 50 people. Crazy amount of money is being paid to make those theatre productions. So when the cinema came out, they were getting nervous because, wow, cinema was more efficient. It's a cheaper way of making entertainment. But some theatre people, they just didn't want to catch up with the times, realize, my God, time to leave the theatre and join the cinema thing because cinema's where it's at. And the proof is in the pudding because look at how big cinema movies are now. Name me 5 multi-millionaire actors. I'm sure you could do that in like 5 seconds. Okay, name me 5 multi-millionaire theatre actors. I'm sure there's a few of them, but you probably don't know them because the industry for cinematography is way bigger than theatre is. People need to move with the time. And the times we're in now is live TV is a thing of the past. The only reason live TV existed was in those days we did not have the technology to elicit on-demand programming. So the most efficient way to get a moving picture to our screens was first analog, then with satellite, and then finally with cable. But now with the internet, with the revolution of the internet, getting content and saving it and uploading it is so easy and simple. Anyone now today can upload unlimited amount of hours of content, as long as it's legal, of course, and doesn't have any copyright strikes, of course, to YouTube right now, free of charge. This is where the industry is going. And if you don't keep up with the shifts and the moves in the world, you will be left behind. And guess what? I have no pity for those who don't look forward for the future in terms of where the industries are going, because if you don't, you'll pay the price, because life is a continuum. Life is a thing where you can't be doing the same tricks forever. Okay, the music that was popping 10 years ago is not the music that is popping right now. Heck, the music that's popping right now wasn't even the music that was popping 2 years ago. Life changes. The world changes. This game is a continuum and you have to keep up with the moving trends. You have to be flexible. You have to be able to pivot both your business and job careers, but also where your heart is and where your brain is mentally and emotionally. Can't be just sitting on, oh, this is old times. This is old times, I'm going to do it the same way. No. Cable and satellite television, live television as a whole, is a dying industry. Here we have from GB News, ITV's Britain's Got Talent humiliation as finale bags lowest ever ratings since show began amid Harry molding fix row. Row. Lo siento mucho, perdóname. ITV has been dealt a huge blow as one of its major shows during its lowest ever figures for a finale, with Britain's Got Talent's conclusion securing the unwatered record over the weekend. Wow. The 24-year-old from Blackpool scooped the £250,000 prize money and will appear in this year's Royal Variety performance in front of King Charles III. However, it's believed only 4.1 million viewers tuned into watching the winner being crowned, giving the series finale the lowest ratings since its debut back in 2007. So we're going back to the Stone Ages here in terms of television, in terms of the fact that these are the lowest ratings from the first season of the show. That needs to be pointed out. That needs to be a huge indication of where this industry is going. And where this industry is going is to its death. The figures are a staggering 1 million views down from last year's finale. However, the numbers don't include those who streamed the final on ITVX or watched it later. Britain's Got Talent finale numbers have seen a steep decline since the show's early years, with the 2007 conclusion attracting an impressive 11 million viewers, which increased the following year by 1 million. So they're now actually getting less views than their first ever series. Even though people know what BGT is, people have seen it before, people know what to expect, they're getting less views from when they first even started. That's nuts. That's insane. The biggest audience came in 2009 with a staggering 16.3 million views. The milestone years was the series Susan Boyle and dance group Diversity went head to head, with Diversity taking the winning title and Boyle coming in second place. That was the peak. Okay? At that time, 2009, YouTube just kind of started. I think Netflix came shortly after that. So people were just kind of getting used to streaming their videos online. So that's why they got this kind of numbers back in those days, because I was still watching TV back in those days. Yeah, I was. We had Sky back then. The last time the show saw double figures at the end of the series was in 2015, with ratings of 11.3 million. Since then, however, viewership has steadily dropped. 2016's ratings fell to 8.5 million, with a similar number for the next 3 years and a further decline from 2020. Cable and satellite live TV is dying. It's on the way out. Time to face the music. You're holding on to dear life, to the dragon that used to provide you money. But guess what? This dragon now wants to leave the cave and go. This dragon don't want to stay there no more. Live TV is done out here. It's only a matter of time now. It's on its last legs. Yes, the only reason why live TV even exists today is because there's older folk, people that are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, even 90s that still watch it. If they were starting to die right now, I'm telling you right now, live TV would make no financial sense because the younger folk do not watch it. We do not care about it. I mean, probably the only thing where people might watch live TV university nowadays is probably the news, because obviously you want to watch the news live because it's happening. We want to know what's happening up to date. But even then, we can now watch the news live on YouTube. We can see here from The Guardian, Sky's full-year losses double to 224 million as revenue flatlines. Sky reported a doubling of its annual losses last year as the media and telecoms company spent more on programming and costs relating to its broadband services and hardware such as mobile devices and Sky Glass TVs increased. The company, which earlier this year cut 1,000 jobs, reported an operating loss of £224 million for 2023. Sky, which was bought by the US media company Comcast for £30 billion in 2018, reported an operating loss of £111 million in 2022. The company's total revenue remained flat at £10.23 billion. Problem is, right, when Sky had its heyday, they were taking the mick with the kind of prices that they were charging. They knew that they were the market leaders. They knew that most people wanted to use them because they had most of the channels. Things like Virgin was there, And things like Talk TV was there, but it didn't hold a candle to the offering that Sky had. Because they had Sky satellite TV, they could catch all these different programmings from all across the world. Sky TV back in those days had way more channels than anyone else. And because of that, they abused their consumers by charging such crazy, ridiculous amounts of money. Ridiculous fees they used to charge us. I know some people that are paying £150 a month for their Sky services, because once you had your Sky Movies, your Sky Sports, you had all the different entertainment channels, movie channels, Sky Movies. You could have a Sky TV in each room. You'd have to pay like another £20 a month just to have another Sky box in a different room. And you could, I think, up to 4. Then you had Sky Plus, charge more for that just to record the programming. Then you had Sky Plus HD. You had to pay extra for HD programming. They took the mick out of their users, and guess what? When the users had a chance to leave them and say, bye-bye, we never have to see you ever again, guess what? They ran for the opportunity and they took it with their hands wide open, because the consumers were sick and tired of being abused by these giant multimedia corporations, these moguls, taking the mick out of us, because they knew back then we had nowhere routes to go. The same way as Blockbuster with their late fees. At that time we had no routes to go. But as soon as there was a viable alternative, we left. We ran in droves. We said, we're not having this no more. We don't want to deal with your BS no more. So we left. When Netflix first came out, I was so happy to put money into their account. And the moment that it flashed to me, it was like, oh my God, I don't need my Sky TV no more. I left. I never looked back. I never looked back, because these guys abused their customers for so long. Look at this, guys. The declining revenue for traditional TV in 2018 is around 170 million US dollars. Now in 2025, they're predicting 130 roughly. In 2027, a bit less than that. And it's obviously going to go down more and more over time. Let's look for some more. Ratings, you got 13 million in 2004, but 2012, 7.6 million. Terrible. The NBA Finals in 1998, you had 29 million. 2013, you only had 16 million. Fewer households actually have TVs. One macroeconomic factor behind the decline is that fewer houses actually have a TV. I mean, I've actually got friends that don't have a TV in their house. They just watch their stuff on laptops and their iPads. Cable TV is dying. Time to face the music and time to move to this online programming, okay? And this right now is where it's at, this online world. On demand. This is how we like it. But guess what? Even that at some point will change. At some point, our media will not come through places like Netflix. At some point, even places like Netflix will not be the main place we watch TV. I don't know. The world always evolves. I don't know what's going to come next, but something always comes next. For as long as this planet will be here, the world will evolve with it. And look, Apple's got this Apple Vision Pro right now. I had a go at it in the Apple store a few months ago, and my God, let me tell you, the Apple Vision Pro, or whatever format like it, will be the future. When I was watching TV and that, it was like nothing I've ever seen before. I was watching a movie and I could look around the whole movie set. In the movie, it started to flood and I was trapped in this little submarine. I was like, whoa, what's going on here? And I was so scared. I felt so close and personable to the movie in a way that I've never had on TV before. So the future of video streaming isn't even the way we have it right now. It's something else. I believe something like the Apple Vision Pro or whatever headset that wins this game, because headsets, let me tell you something, these AR headsets is the future. If they can get the power of the Apple Vision Pro into a format as small as my shades like this, my God, they're on to winner. It's the winner. I could look around, I could have my editing there, look at a photo there, have a video. I was so close to the content that I was viewing in a way that I've never experienced before, let me tell you. And then I watched a music video of Ray, and oh my God, she's so hot. And I was getting so close to Ray. She was like up in my face, like I could look all around her body. Like, oh my God, Ray, you so sexy, girl, my God. Like, I was so close to the artist while watching on the Vision Pro. It's a different experience. So even then, Netflix, Amazon Prime, all these streaming services, the way we even film movies right now will change. I mean, I was thinking the other day, what if they add another dimension to movies by having some sort of device which could simulate smells? Clearly that's not been done yet, but look, I know the world evolves. 20 years ago, I couldn't ring my mum for free on my phone in 2 seconds. But now, I can ring her for free on WhatsApp and boom. So what's gonna happen in 40 years, 50 years? Who knows? I'm excited to see the future of the world. And right now, we know cable is dying. Gracias por receberme. My name is Hezron Springer. This is the Hezron Springer Show. Te veré pronto en el próximo episodio. Y hablamos pronto. Adiós por ahora. Sí, sí, sí. Me gusta mi fans. Adiós por ahora. Y bye bye for now. Cheers.